officers. I would now like to call meeting number 120 of Watabaruku Advanced Toastmasters Club to order and welcome everyone to this amazing meeting that we have in front of us. Tonight's theme is special occasion speeches, and the Toastmaster of the day is going to unpack that for us as the meeting progresses. Join us for an inspiring meeting where we are going to learn how to deliver powerful speeches for weddings, graduations, tributes, and life-defining moments. Toastmasters International, Watabaruku Toastmasters Club is a club in the Toastmasters International Network, and Toastmasters International is a non-profit education organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs. Our mission is simple. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Here at Watabaruku Advanced Toastmasters, we help Toastmasters become advanced speakers through in-depth evaluations, targeted education sessions, and personalized coaching. Every meeting is designed to challenge our skills, stretch our abilities, and equip us to deliver speeches with greater impact and confidence. I would now like to ask the acting Sergeant at Arms, Dr. Kevin Rubia, DTM, to please give us the ground rules for this meeting this evening.
Much obliged, Mr. President. I request us to abide with the following renaming convention. It has been shared in the chat. I will share it on my screen. For the Toastmaster of the day, please start with team mode, followed by your name, beginning with the hashtag, speakers, hashtag SP, the number and your name, topics master as follows, hashtag TT, name, timer, hashtag timer, name, Grammarian, GRA for the Grammarian, general evaluator, GE, content evaluator, CE followed by your number, delivery evaluator, DE followed by your number, then the name. Any Toastmaster who's joined us today without a specific role during this meeting, start with your name, then the club. And for anyone who's not yet a Toastmaster, please use the word guest followed by name. Again, it will be reposted in the chat. Please keep your video on throughout the meeting if possible. It makes the room livelier and more engaging. Please mute your microphone unless it is your turn to speak. Feel free to engage using the emojis at the bottom of your screen and the chat function. Use the polls to give feedback and vote. Last and not least, and most important, is to enjoy, visit us again, and consider becoming a member. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. Acting Sergeant at Arms, for helping us enjoy ourselves by giving us the guidelines for how to do that. And my name is Robert Karanja, DTM. I'm the club president of Watabaruku Advanced Toastmasters Club. And the other officers of the year 2025-2026 are the Vice President Education, Kevin Rubia, DTM. Please say hi one more time.
Hi, one more time.
So much. The Vice President membership is Gilbert Rutembembero, who is not present. Our Vice President Public Relations is Maggy Waithiru. Please say hello to our guests.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you all.
Thank you so much. Our Secretary and Treasurer is Serah Wanjiku. Wanjiku, please greet the visitors.
Hello, good people. Hope you're all well. Karibuni sana.
Thank you so much, Serah. Our Sergeant at Arms is Tigist Hailu, who is not present, and our immediate past president is Kevin Kimbio. And now I'd like to give an opportunity to those of us visiting us, anybody visiting us for the first time, Please let us know where you're joining us from. As you do that, if it's possible, please turn on your video. Just let us know where you're joining us from and your name. And if you're a Toastmaster, tell us which club you're from. I would like to open it. Anybody who's ready to go first, you can just unmute yourself and proceed.
I will go.
Yes.
All right. My name is Mwikali Mwango from Business Dialogues Toastmasters Club, and it's my first time to be here.
Thank you so much, Mwikali Mwango, for joining us this evening. Lena Muturi.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lena Muturi. I'm joining you from Current Toastmasters Club. It's a pleasure to join you this evening.
Thank you so much. Welcome, Lena, to this meeting. Next, we have Josephine Osumo. Over to you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm glad to join you today. I'm joining you from Simba Toastmasters Club.
Thank you so much, Josephine, for joining us this evening. Anybody else?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ruth Kwesiga. I'm joining you from Entebbe Toastmasters Club, Uganda.
Thank you so much, Ruth, for joining us this evening. Anybody else? And those of us joining for a second or third or fourth time, you can unmute yourself as well. And please greet us, Madam Grammarian.
You'd like me to introduce myself?
Yes, please. Just say
Okay.
hi.
Hi, I had to introduce myself. My name is Mwikali from Business Dialogues Toastmasters Club. Excited to be here once again.
Thank you so much. All right, thank you. I hope you all enjoy yourself this evening. I hope you have an amazing time with us. And at this point in time, tonight's meeting is going to be guided by our Toastmaster of the day, who will lead us through the prepared speeches, impromptu speeches, and evaluation segments that are tied together by our theme of speeches for special occasions. And our Toastmaster of the day joined Toastmasters in 2021, and since then, the journey has been one of self-discovery and character development. Through service as club president, vice president, education, secretary, treasurer, and even as an area director, she has grown as both a leader and communicator. Beyond Toastmasters, she brings experience from the health, fashion, and hospitality industry. She's passionate about holistic health, personal growth, travel, reading, music, and most importantly, adding a little fun to everything she does. She is the perfect guide for tonight's theme, special occasion speeches. Please join me in welcoming our Toastmaster of the day, Serah Wanjiku. Over to you, Serah, to steer us.
Thank you, Mr. President, for that warm welcome. Sometimes when people talk about you, wonder, when if they ask for the intro from you, is that really me? Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. This evening I will try as much as possible to make it fun for you to be able to do special occasion speeches. Now, these are speeches that can even make you a professional speaker. Like you can be paid to do this. So if this basic information is going to trigger something in you, then this is your time to listen and take out your notebook. Special occasion speeches. Now, in this meeting, as we learn on how to do them, you will notice for those of us that this is your first time, maybe in a Toastmasters meeting, or maybe in Watabaruku and you want to see how we do it, you will notice that we will have 3 parts of this meeting. The first part of the meeting will be prepared speeches by our speakers who have taken time to do them as their projects. The second part of this meeting will be the table topic session, where I hear is speeches on steroids. It's one of my favorites. If you are an adrenaline junkie, this is for you. Now, the third part of this meeting will be evaluations and feedback, where our speakers will be told and given feedback on how they did. This will also include reports from the various role takers of this meeting. I'm now going to introduce our theme, and later on we'll bring in the role takers that will help me during this meeting. Now, special occasion speeches are speeches that are given or written to commemorate, celebrate, honor, remember, or memorize somebody or something. Now, an example of these speeches are weddings, graduation, awards, ceremonies, farewells, every special occasion that you can think of. These fall in here. They are important because they honor the moment. They also honor the people that are involved and the meaning behind that particular event. Now, if you have had a wedding, imagine all those people who stood to speak and imagine how they would have made or broken your wedding day if they said the wrong thing. So yes, speeches are very, very important in special occasions. Now, today we will learn the types of special occasion speeches. We will also learn the key features and the great special occasion speeches. We will learn the preparation and delivery. These are the tips that will help you in all this, and the common mistakes to avoid, also the recovery of bloopers. I asked some of our role takers on their blooper moments. Some were quite funny. We may or may not hear them on this meeting, but I want you to remember one thing. Recover you must, and recover you will learn how to. So to start off this meeting, I am going to introduce a group of very special people who will be part of this meeting as they will help with the role taking. And straight on is our timer of the day. Our timer of the day is Toastmaster Maggy Waithiru, who I also call Mwihaki. Now, fun fact about Maggy is she says that she is terrified. Actually, she says bats and praying mantis give her the creeps. I did not get to see her blooper moment. She can share it in maybe 30 seconds. And welcome, Maggy, and tell us your role this evening.
You said I did not share which moment?
Your blooper moment, like the moment that was, you prayed the earth would open up. You were in front of people making a speech.
No, I have way too many of that to cover in 30 seconds, but for me, it's all about healing. I feel that if I hadn't prayed and believed, I probably would be one of Dr. Rubia's clients. All right, I will now proceed to my role as the timekeeper, keeping an eye on how we are running the meeting. We started on time, which means I've been on duty from the beginning. In terms of the speeches, this is what you should expect. I'll give the timing protocol, and then I'll share the lights. The timing protocol is for the prepared speeches, which are 5 to 7 minutes, and there's only one of that. You will see yellow. Let me just be very sure. You will see yellow at 5 minutes. You will see green at 5 minutes. Then you will see yellow at 6 minutes. And then you will see red at 7 minutes. I will keep the screen red. And whenever I show the timer's cap, I will hide my camera. If I put red and you continue talking for beyond the 30 seconds, you will then see my face. That will help you keep track on your time. You are also encouraged to time yourself on the other side to make sure that you don't lose track of where you are with the speech that you're delivering. For the speech, we have a long speech today, which we call more or less like a professional speech, which is 13 minutes to 15. I will therefore use the same timing protocol in terms of the cards and showing my screen and then turning on my video when the 30 seconds at the end is up. I will show green at 13 minutes, yellow at 14 minutes, and then red at 15 minutes. And then you have 30 seconds after the 15 minutes to wrap up your speech. For the speech evaluations, you will see green at 2 minutes, you will see yellow at 2 minutes 30, you will see red at 3 minutes, and it will stay red for 30 more seconds, and then you will see my face if you go beyond the 3 minutes 30 seconds. But we request you please to maintain or keep an eye on time. For the other segments, which, for example, for the evaluation of 1 to 2 minutes, which is the speech, the language evaluation, you will see yellow at 1 minute, green at 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute 30, and then red at 2 minutes, and it will remain on for another 30 seconds. For the table topics, you will see, I said that already, did I not? I did, yes. And then for the other segments, which are not really prepared speeches, for example, the audience feedback and the polls, I will use the timers app that is provided to us by Zoom. Therefore, when the time is up, you will hear the time go up because it does ring a bell. I believe I've covered all the segments. Please keep an eye on time and let's make sure we run the meeting on time. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maggy, for that elaborate explanation. Our next role taker this evening will be our grammarian, also acting as our accounter. Toastmaster Mwikali Mwango had this blooper moment when she was in high school, and as a lead singer, her mind went blank. The whole song evaporated and she ended up miming throughout the song. She says that her recovery was slow and painful, but the fact that she is here and a Toastmaster tells us what? We get to fight another day. Over to you, Mwikali.
Thank you very much, our Toastmaster of the evening. It's my pleasure to be at this meeting, and the word of the day is rousing. Allow me to share this. I'd just like to confirm that we can see the word of the day. So the word of the day is an adjective. It means stirring, exciting, stimulating, moving. Used in a sentence, his rousing speech brought the audience to their feet. It is my hope that we will use this because the topic of today is about speeches and how those speeches should be able to move or excite or stimulate an audience. As part of my role, I will be the accounter, and my role is to check for disfluencies or interruptions as we speak. This could be pauses, pause fillers, phrase repetitions, word repetitions, and or revisions. Back to you, our Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mwikali. And introducing last but not least, in this rousing meeting, that will be a hard word for us mountain people, is our general evaluator, Toastmaster Josephine Osumo. Josephine's blooper moment was when she was a team lead and she was doing a hands-on staff meeting. And as she introduced her team, she interchanged the names of member A, called them member B, and called member B member A. For those of us who are sensitive about names, I don't know how you got out of that one, Josephine. Over to you to tell us your role of the evening.
Thank you so much, Madam TMOD. Good evening, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role as the general evaluator is to evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting. During the meeting, I will take notes on everything that happens and does not happen. I will evaluate each participant on the meeting program and look for good examples of preparation, organization, delivery, enthusiasm, observation, and performance of duties. At the end of the meeting, I will give my report when called upon to do so. I look forward to a rousing meeting. Thank you, and back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for that explanation. Before we go to our prepared speeches as our speakers prepare, I'm going to say a bit about our theme this evening. Now take out your notebooks and take a few notes on this. Now, the types of special occasion speeches are, we have tributes. They are also the toasts that we know of, which you should do them during weddings and retirement parties. These speeches should not take more than 4 minutes. You can do 2 to 4 minutes, just enough to be heartfelt. The second ones are commemorative stroke memorial speeches. These are anniversaries, funerals, and all that. This can take you 5 to 7 minutes because for those of us who have lost loved ones, sometimes when you hear them talk about the departed person, it gives a lot of comfort. So it is enough time to honor the departed or the person you're talking about. The third one are inspirational speeches, which are for graduations, inaugurations, and this can take 5 to 10 minutes and can be slightly longer because people are seated. Probably you're in the agenda and you have prepared quite a long speech. The fourth one are the entertaining ones, which are roasts, and they can be quite humorous. These ones can take 3 to 5 minutes because you have to keep it lively and engaging. For those of us who have tried the humorous part or trying to make Africans laugh, you know it's not easy when you're on the other side. So this needs to be quite lively. So every occasion takes for a different style. It is for you to read the room and remember which occasion you came to. Now, let us off to our speakers of this evening. We have 2 speakers and our content evaluators are going to be introducing them. This evening, content evaluator Ruth Kwesinga will introduce speaker Eric Alligator Makori, who will be our first speaker. Ruth's blooper moment was as she was giving a speech on behalf of friends, she made an inside joke and the audience did not laugh, yet she was rolling with laughter alone. Ruth is going to introduce our first speaker. Ruth, the floor is yours. Okay. VP, I have seen your text. Or have I seen my own things? Mr. VP?
Are not deceiving you. Yeah, you're saying the right things.
Okay. We are going to go straight to our second speaker. Sorry about that. Our second speaker will be evaluated and will be introduced by the second content evaluator, Toastmaster Dinah or Oundo. Forgive me if I butcher that name, Toastmaster Dinah. She will be introducing speaker number 2, Toastmaster Robert Karanja, DTM. Over to you, Toastmaster Dinah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening. I'm delighted to be evaluating a very composed, interesting gentleman, distinguished Toastmaster, past district director, and more importantly, the president of this club. What's quite outstanding about him is his simplicity and the fact that he still keeps showing up and showing up. He is taking on his 7th pathway seventh pathway, and that is presentation mastery. In this pathway, he's on level 4, project 1. And this project is leading in difficult situations. This particular project is for him to practice adjusting to unexpected changes to a finalized plan. So there's a plan, and he's going to be sharing with us about this in 2 to 3 minutes, after which there will be 5 to 10 minutes where disruptors who have been specifically picked out will be disrupting his plan and asking questions, and I will be evaluating both the first section of the speech, which is 2 to 3 minutes, where he's going to be sharing what this plan is and also how he responds to the disruptors who are disrupting the plan. Leading in this difficult situation, I'll be looking out for, being the content evaluator, I will be looking out for the audience response to his speech and to the audience response as well to his response to the disruptors. I will be looking out for his speech development. How creative was it? How did he come up with it? How original is it? And how does it meet the purpose of what he is delivering? As well as the speech value. Is it valuable? Is it not only valuable to him as the speaker, but to the rest of us in the audience who are listening to this speech? DTM, PDD, current president, Robert Karanja, extemporaneously speaking. Extemporaneously speaking, DTM, Robert Karanja. Over to you.
Do you know a member in your club who hasn't spoken in the last 3 months? Do you know one who hasn't spoken in 6 months? Do you know one who hasn't spoken in 2 years? I used to be in the same position back in 2017, and something reignited my passion for speaking in front of an audience. I realized that the reason that I did not stand up and speak out was because I found the process of writing a speech and practicing it to be quite tedious. Before a meeting, you'd find me rehearsing my speech over and over, and the whole experience was quite unpleasant. And so I would like to help members in Addis Ababa make the speaking process to become more enjoyable to them. I would like, first of all, to create an extemporaneous speaking contest that is going to be held sometime in September. And what we're going to do is we're going to invite one speaker from all the clubs that are based in Addis Ababa. And when they come to the venue, the topic is going to be revealed right there, and they're going to have 30 minutes to prepare their speech, which the speech is going to be 3 to 5 minutes. These speeches are going to be judged by judges who are going to be selected before the meeting, and a winner is going to be declared and celebrated at the end of that. What is going to help our members in Addis Ababa enjoy the process of writing speeches is that as we are promoting this event, we are going to share tips on how to quickly write a speech, tips on how to efficiently practice your speech. The most important thing about this event is that it's going to be fun. We're going to have it in a picturesque part of Addis Ababa called Friendship Park. It's going to be an outdoor setting. We're going to have entertainment and social time when members and guests from different places in this city are going to interact and have a great time. We're going to have photo ops, public engagements, and we're going to have fellowship. We are going to practice public speaking in a fun and enjoyable environment during that day. So the program for that day is we're going to welcome our guests, then it's going to be followed by an opening where we are going to share the topics that are going to be, the members are going to speak on extemporaneously or spontaneously or on the spot. They're going to have 30 minutes to prepare, and while they're doing that, the rest of us are going to have fun and some kind of entertainment. We're going to receive them back hear the speeches, judge them, declare the winners, then spend the rest of the evening enjoying ourselves. This event is much more than about enjoying the speech preparation process, but we're going to build inter-club fellowship. We're going to challenge our speakers to go beyond what they think they can do, and we're also going to promote Toastmasters to people who haven't joined Toastmasters yet in this city. One of the things that made Toastmasters enjoyable for me when I came to Addis Ababa is that I found a fun group of people that I could hang out with. And one day we went to this same place, Friendship Park, and we had a social there, and I got to know a lot of people. And with those friendships that I formed have ignited my passion for public speaking over the last few months. And that is the same thing that I would like to help other members of Toastmasters enjoy through this event that I'm organizing. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Mr. President, I have a question on your event that sounds like so much fun. I wish I was in Addis. What if nobody shows up in your fun place and that amazing place that sounds picturesque and have a fun evening? What if nobody shows up?
At least, I'm hoping at least the role takers that I'm going to have selected are going to turn up, even if the members of the audience that we hope are going to turn up do not turn up. But something that I've learned in Toastmasters is that whatever situation you find yourself, whether it is a small audience or whether it's a big audience, it is important to make it fun for those ones. And so we are going to transform that event and make that extemporaneous speech challenge to be for those role takers who have come. And we are going to vote for each other and present the gift to the person who is going to win. So rather than waiting for other people who did not come, we are going to serve the people who come to that event.
I have a question.
Yes.
And I like what I've heard. I should join Serah and come to Addis for just that event, if nothing else. But you said Friendship Park, that's where you're going to be. There'll be entertainment, photo opportunities, public engagement. But the thing that caught my attention is 30 minutes will be given for the people to prepare their speeches, then they come. As me, I will suffer from a lot of FOMO. People are having fun over there and I'm very busy preparing my speech. How are you going to ensure that the people who are preparing their speeches are really focused on the prep and not on the games and activities that are going on during that 30-minute period?
Thank you so much, Josephine, for that question. Absolutely. Whenever you see people playing, for example, they're playing charades in the background, you're not going to focus on what you are going to be delivering on. And the beauty of Friendship Park is it's quite a huge place, and it's possible to take these role takers to a specific place that is quite removed from the rest of these people who are going to be having fun, enjoying music. And so we would get the contestants to be ushered to a specific place, the same way that we usually do in a contest for evaluations or table topics, where they cannot see what is going on and they can focus on what they are supposed to be doing, which is prepare for their speech in 30 minutes. In addition to that, I hope the trophy or the plaque that they're going to win at the end is going to be motivational enough for them to focus on what they are supposed to be doing.
Past District Director, I liked your plan very well, but have you ever considered that some members join for leadership roles or networking, not necessarily speaking? So how does your plan serve those people?
Thank you so much. Absolutely. What we hope to do is to make this a fun event for those people who are going to turn up for this for this contest. And one of the things that I found whenever we have contests is that there are people who do not want to be seated and listening to what is going on. There are people who just want to hang out and talk to each other. And so we are not going to restrict people to be there. Absolutely, we would like everybody to be seated and listening to the contestants, but also we would like to help people who are not able to sit down for long periods of time enjoy themselves. And so if we find that there are people who are going to be standing, they find it comfortable to be seated, we will provide, we'll ask the sergeant at arms and other role takers to please provide them with some kind of drinks at the side for them to continue enjoying themselves while the contest is proceeding.
I have a two-part question. Question number one, and they're not necessarily related. Number one, this is Africa, and Africa, the weather is very problematic. You might plan for sunny weather and then it rains cats and dogs. How do you plan to manage that? Especially if it starts raining early in the morning on the day of the event. The second part is, what is in it for me? If I'm not a contestant, I'm already a member, what's in it for me that I can take away from that particular event? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question. Absolutely. Right now, it is raining quite heavily in Addis, and so it is likely that on that day, there is that possibility that it is going to be raining, or it might be too hot for people to be seated outside for a contest like this. And one way we could approach, we could manage that kind of situation is to have an alternate a venue that is nearby. One of the places that one of my friends usually like to hang out is called Henham Restaurant, and one of the clubs actually had their club elections there when they did not have a venue, and so that could be a possible venue that we speak to the owners beforehand, and if on that morning of the contest we find that the weather is not conducive, we could move it to that location. What is in it for the other role takers who are not part of the contest? We hope to provide them a fun afternoon. And so we will look for sponsorships from organizations, for example, Habesha, which could provide drinks for the members who are going to come, as well as provide other kinds of entertainment. So highlighting those things that are fun whenever we are promoting that event to make sure that everybody is served, not just the contestants. I guess that is it. Thank you so much for your support, for the feedback that you've given for this plan, and for the challenges that you've presented to help this plan get executed in a much more efficient and effective manner. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Mr. President, for that exciting speech and event that is in the pipeline. We'll now go to our audience poll. Sergeant at Arms. Audience, you can let us know how you felt about that particular speech. It's on your screen right now. You have a minute. Be as honest as you can. That's 6 seconds going. Thank you. Are we really voting? We have 13 seconds, 12 seconds. Thank you for your participation. We're now going to go to our second speaker this evening, who is Toastmaster Ali Makori. He will be introduced by Kevin Rubia, DTM. DTM, the floor is yours.
Eric Alligator Makori is on the high performance leadership first pitch in his current path, which is his second path. The purpose of the high performance leadership project is for him to apply his leadership and planning knowledge to develop a project plan, organize a guidance committee, and implement the plan with the help of a team. The purpose of this first speech is for him to introduce his plan and vision. He has 5 to 7 minutes to deliver the speech, which is entitled Project Managers Can Communicate Effectively. Eric Alligator Makori, Project Managers Can Communicate Effectively. Project Managers Can Communicate Effectively. Eric Alligator Makori.
When you hear the word project, then you remember that as Toastmasters, we are always having speaking projects, and we love it, don't we? How about when you hear the word project manager? Maybe your mind then shifts to an engineer, bringing up a structure or some part of some grandiose building. All these big projects you see in Nairobi, such as the expressway, the Green Park terminal at the airport, the BRTs, the huge underground that you see being constructed at the junction of Haile Selassie and Uhuru Highway roads, each of them, and all that you know are under a project manager. Engineers and scientists, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, come from a background of scientists, and scientists just need to write figures and some numbers, and that is all there is to their communication. Far from it. All human beings from every walk of life that have left an indelible mark in the stream of time are those who communicated and did so effectively. So when my former colleague, Kennedy, approached me to train 2 of the senior project managers in communication, he was coming from a good place, that if they do not learn, their impact will be scant. Projects are generally boring things because it's about figures, structures, forces, and things like that. But under the leadership of Kennedy, we shall have, in my project organization, we shall have me as the overall boss of this project to train these 2 project managers so that they can also train their teams. So Kennedy will give us the logistical guidance and also will mind our money. Our technical lead is a Toastmaster, and he's also a seasoned project manager. His name is Kelvin. And then the third person with whom we'll be preparing training materials so as to help these project managers is Dorcas, a former Toastmaster who lives off coaching public speakers. And this she has done successfully for over 2 years now. Post-COVID, that has been her survival strategy in this economy. This is a project team composed of the 2 Ks and the D I lead that team. I am the E. So Kevin, Kennedy, Endokas, and myself. And we want to do this within the next 4 months, give the project managers the confidence to articulate what they need to their clients, to their stakeholders, and to their teams. What qualifies us uniquely is that all of us are professionals that have worked on projects. Kennedy, for example, was part of the construction of a 6 million liter water storage project in the area of Kasarani for a big water company. Kelvin works with roads and manages and has distinguished himself as a good communicator in this particular area. Dokas has been involved in huge community-based projects and has even been the change manager in one big one around the Lake Basin based in the Grand County of Homa Bay. And myself, also who has been a project lead and a project change manager numerous times, including in very big industrial projects in my life in employment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can project managers communicate effectively? Yes, indeed. And we need not only project managers, but everyone that is here to communicate effectively. So in this project, which we are going to carry out until the month of November, I look forward to coming back to you and giving you a report, and maybe even some video or clips, if I'm allowed, of how these project managers have become good communicators. Yes, they are Peter and Patricia, who currently cannot speak to save their lives. Can you speak effectively? Yes, regardless of whether you're a project manager or a doctor or a finance expert or a health professional, and whatever it is that you are at as a professional, you can communicate effectively. Use the Toastmasters way to learn how to do so, and how to do so to powerfully affect and rouse people to action so that objectives are realized, whether it's a project or some other effort in which you are with others. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ali Makori, for that exciting speech. Point of order, VPE, DTM Rubia, kindly check your inbox. I have a question and I need guidance as we prepare for our table topics. Let me know if that is possible. As we go on, you can inbox me. I will give us the key features of great special occasion speeches. As this goes on, I will also ask that we do an assessment, right, for our speaker. The feedback, the audience feedback. You have 1 minute to give feedback. "32 seconds. "16 seconds. Please give your feedback. to that rousing speech from Toastmaster Eric Makori. And we are done. Thank you very much for that. We will have a twist to this meeting because of an emergency that just happened. We are just going to have one evaluation of DTM Robert Karanja. The team of evaluators have requested that they do it before the table topics because one of the evaluators has to leave and she really wants to give the evaluation. I'm now going to call upon Toastmaster Lena Oundo to give us the evaluation of Robert Karanja DTM. Lena, the floor is yours.
Thank you once again, Toastmaster of the evening. Wasn't that a rousing speech by DTM Robert Karanja? If you agree, please give me a thumbs up. Oh yes, it was amazing. I just loved how you started us off, your poise, your positioning, your composure, right from the start all the way to the end of your project, of your speech. What I loved most about your speech when it comes to the content, the audience response, there was quite a good, thoughtful process that you went through in responding to each of the disruptors' questions. And it happened so effortlessly that it would make sense that you're talking about an extemporaneous content that you're preparing. I also love that you had very attentive disruptors. It meant they followed through. What they asked was very detailed, and it meant that what you delivered was very clear all through. When it comes to the speech development, I loved that it was so clear what you were going to do. The what, an extemporaneous speaking contest. The where, it's going to happen in Addis Ababa, and you mentioned exactly where the plan is for it to happen. How were you going to execute this? By performing a contest or organizing a contest. And who is going to do this? You are the lead organizer. The speech development was very clear from the start to the end. When it comes to the value of your speech, I think this is something very beneficial. It was quite logical, quite original, and something that has not happened in Toastmasters before, yet it's something that we would love to have. I would love to be there if I had an opportunity. Very great speech value. How can you make this speech even better, given an opportunity to execute such again? You had 2 to 3 minutes at the start to share your brief speech, and you asked a question, but you didn't give us an opportunity to respond. So if you considered about 3 seconds, since you had a very short time, this could help engage us before the disruptors come in later, because in that way we get to flow, we get to get captivated, and we flow through your speech. Secondly, I would encourage you to use supporting material. I did see you hold a remote control. I didn't know if it was for something that we didn't get to see, but possibly you could consider something that helps to accentuate your speech throughout. But aside from those 2 areas of improvement, I loved your speech. I loved the audience response. I loved the development of the speech and the ideas. That was it for me. Originality, it just stood out, and it's something I would love to attend. An extemporaneously speaking contest, I would love to be there. I would now love to invite the delivery evaluator. BPE, please confirm if this will be Toastmaster Bethlehem or Toastmaster Mutanu.
Okay, so shall I continue? Dinah? Toastmaster Dinah?
Okay, welcome Toastmaster Bethlehem Nessibu to handle the delivery evaluation.
Thank you very much. DTM Robert, first, I would like to say that I loved your speech, and I'm going to evaluate for those of you who may not know my category. I'm going to evaluate his delivery. So the first thing is going to be your physical appearance. I mean, you look good, so but that's not the point. So when we say physical, my camera is not going to be the perfect example because I don't think you can even see me, but okay, so the parts I like, let me start from that. The parts I like, it was very interesting. Your voice was so powerful. So even if we were not interested in your speech, your voice grabbed us. It was like, I mean, it was it was so loud in a way that is not too much, but it was like enough for us to be grabbed. And you're like, listen to me, I'm here to speak. And because you only spoke for very few minutes before the audience started interrupting you or asking questions. So your voice was excellent. Your physical, of course, you were comfortable, but I will come to that. And the PowerPoint, you used the PowerPoint presentation, but I mean, that was good, but this being an online platform, and for instance, I'm using my phone. So imagine you being, me watching you on half of my screen. So that would be my comment. Now, let me go to my comments. I mean, the things you may want to work on. I mean, you're a DTM, we all know you're good, but what are the things you can do or you can implement in your future speech? Number one, when I come to the physical part, I wish you moved. You know, it felt like you were stationed in one particular area, in one particular location. And of course, you moved a bit, but we needed more movement. And another thing, when it comes to the delivery, you asked us a question when you started delivering your speech. And the question was something along the lines of, do you know anyone who have not spoken in 6 months? You know, you asked us, maybe it was a rhetorical question, but I wished you used maybe the online platform. You could have said, use your virtual hand or give me a thumbs up if you know someone. So that way you would have been able to engage the audience, because at the end of the day, this is an online platform. We want the audience to be with us at all times. So we need to do everything to keep them engaged, to know that, I mean, I'm speaking so that I should know that you guys are listening to me. When it comes to the voice, like I said, your voice was powerful, but it lacked variety. It was, I hope this meeting is recorded. Yeah. So I would really want you to hear your speech. Of course, it was powerful, and I loved it because you are improving, but I wish there were more, like I said, I'm going to say it again, variety. But other than that, you really gave me a hard time because this was such an interesting project. I mean, you mentioned Friendship Park, you mentioned so many things. And so as an Ethiopian and as a person who lives in Addis, I was picturing those places. I was visualizing, I was having a vision of what this event is going to look like. So excellent job. And ladies and gentlemen, Robert is more Habesha than Kenyan. And we're so happy all the way from Ethiopia. That was such a wonderful speech. Congratulations. And I really, really hope to see you in your next role. Back to you.
Toastmaster Mwikali as the grammar evaluator. The floor is yours for Robert Karanja DTM speech.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening. So part of this evaluation is just to note your choice of words that relate to your speech. Your grammar was very clear, it was concise, it was precise. You did not use any terms that needed to be defined or explained, which I thought was really nice. Was your thought process clear? Yes, it was. It was a great pitch on how you intend to use the friends in Addis Ababa to speak extemporaneously. Extemporaneous is a big word. So sometimes we will either glide through it or massacre it. So I find it easier that when a word is very long or very big or difficult to pronounce, that we say it slowly. So there's a bit of blooper moments there, but I felt that you did handle it well. There's a great information on the location, the Friendship Park, the incentive, the people who would win, or the gift that would be available for the people who would win. So I thought that was very nice. Now, pronunciation, I guess I would just focus on extemporaneous. I noted that you did not use the word of the day, rousing. I know the TMOD had said it would affect a couple of people from Mount Kenya, but I think it's a word that we can still practice because it means stirring, exciting. So all in all, I think the language was very clear. It was easy to follow through your presentation. It was very easy to also grasp, as has been elucidated by the previous evaluators. So I think well done. When we use big words, we can break them. What did I also notice? I think your crutch word is and then I noticed this in a couple of sentences, and then there were a couple of revisions. So revision means that you start a sentence such as that they can, then you remember, then you say that they can do. I also noticed another one for this, for this contest. So what can help us is possibly speak slower so that then we can hear ourselves and the last word that we have said, such that now we don't have to repeat ourselves. So if you could just work on your crutch words, which are and and I think you're good to go. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mwikali, for that amazing report. As we prepare for the table topics, we are now back to the agenda and we are preparing for the table topics. And before we head on to Toastmaster Rahma Salim, I will ask that you please keep those evaluations fresh in your mind because we will do a poll on the Better Evaluator. So please remember the 3 evaluators who just gave their feedback. And as Toastmaster Rahma prepares our speakers for this evening, I ask that I share the key features of a great special occasion speech. It should be short and focused. If you are writing notes, this is the time to take out your notebook again. Also, personal and heartfelt. It should be balanced with humor and emotion, tailored to the audience. You need to read the room and look at who you are talking to. Use stories and vivid language. In short, great speeches don't have to be long, but they have to be sincere, relatable, and tailored to the audience. This is where you use your eye and see who you are speaking to. As we chew on that, we will also be voting for the better speaker. Is it at this point? VPE stand guided, SAA?
Yes, please.
Let us do a poll on our better speaker. It's on your screen right now. If you don't remember what they said, maybe you can vote on how they looked. Who was your favorite? Thank you. Only 8 of us have voted. Come on. One word you remembered from that speech. 9 of us have voted. If you've not voted, this is the time, and time is up. Sorry if you had not voted. I will now call upon our table topics mistress, who will take us through the adrenaline part of the meeting, where you will have to speak on your toes. Toastmaster Rahma, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and invited guests. First of all, let me introduce the role of a table topic mistress. So the purpose of a topic mistress is to deliver the table topic session of the meeting, which helps train members to quickly organize and express their thought in an impromptu setting. I will pose an argument or a question to members who have 1 to 2 minutes to answer me. I encourage members who neither have roles nor are speakers to volunteer and answer my topic. So if you would like to volunteer, just raise your hand, then I will choose you. If not, I will choose member to answer my question. I also encourage table topic speakers to use the word of the evening, which is rosing. So any volunteer in the room, or I just pick for any Toastmaster to set the pace? Okay, let me choose. We have a DTM in the room. DTM Segametsi, if I did not butcher your name. Would you be able to answer my question? Please just unmute and tell me if you are able to answer me. If not, I can choose another Toastmaster. I see a hand from Eric, but you were a speaker, so I would like non-speakers to volunteer. We have Mutanu, Gitari. Are you in the room and ready to answer my question? Okay, I see a hand being raised, but I can't pronounce the name. So we have Sithole, if I'm not wrong. So I have questions numbered 1 to 10. So tell me, which is your favorite number? Then I will answer. I will ask the question.
My favorite, hi, thank you so much, Madam Table Topics. My name is Ziniwe Sitole, and I would like to have number 4.
Number 4. Oh, thank you very much. So here is my question. You have 1 to 2 minutes to answer the question. You are raising a toast at a family reunion. You are raising a toast at a family reunion. What would you say to celebrate togetherness? So what would you say to celebrate togetherness? Over to you.
Imagine a beautiful scenery. You are in the park with all your family members, and you are asked to make a toast. Here you are, glasses up, and you have to say a beautiful thing. Family, it is a wonderful opportunity for us to meet like this again, to celebrate life and all the achievements that we have made during this period of time. In most cases, we are only meeting when there are funerals and it's a sad situation. But today, we are just here to thank God for the gift of life, for the gift of being a family, knowing that you have people you can count on. So let us raise our glasses to God for giving us this opportunity, and to our parents for bringing us together every time when we try to go astray. It is a rousing moment for us to be here and to be present and to be grateful, to show our gratitude in being a unity that we are. May we stay the same. May we remain the good people that we are to each other, to support and to cherish. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Table Topics.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster. That was an arousing, detailed speech about togetherness. Thank you very much. Any other volunteer? A Toastmaster, then I will go to a guest. Okay, Toastmaster Elizabeth Owino, are you in the room?
Not in a very good position.
Okay, thank you. Toastmaster Leah Minja, are you able to answer me? To answer the question?
Yes, table topic master.
Okay, so I have a set of 1 to 10 questions. Number 4 have been chosen. So which is your favorite number apart from number 4, from 1 to 10?
Number 7.
Number 7. Okay, here is my question. A colleague you admire is leaving the company. A colleague you admire is leaving the company. How would you bid them farewell? A colleague you admire is leaving the company. How would you bid them farewell? You have 1 to 2 minutes.
We are gathered here tonight to bid farewell for a profound colleague who had served in this organization for over a decade. We have seen the contribution of this colleague throughout his tenure. And this colleague is none other than our executive director. From the beginning of this organization, she had set the standards by ensuring that we have the registration, we have the programs, and the sustainability of our organization is intact, which means she had led the organization to showcase moral standards at the country level and across the region. It is with this impact that she had created and the legacy which we ought to steady fast for years to come. I now call upon every one of us to stand up and give a toast to this remarkable contribution. Thank you, and over to you, Table Topic Master.
Amazing. That was an arousing farewell to your executive director. Thank you very much. To our guest in the room, I can see Sogi Justin. Guest Justin, are you able to answer the question? I can't pronounce the first name, so I just took the middle name, Justin. Okay, guess Justin is not able to answer my question. So we have Christabel Mukaya. Are you able to answer my question?
Hello, Rahma. I can try.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. That's the spirit of being trying. Okay, I have a set of 1 to 10 questions. So number 4 and number 7 have been taken. So which is your other favorite number?
9.
Number 9. Here's the question. You have 1 to 2 minutes to answer the question. You have been chosen to speak at the opening of a charity event. How would you inspire people to give generously? You have been chosen to speak at the opening of a charity event. How would you inspire people to give generously? Over to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this enormous event. We want to raise money to buy sanitary towels for our kids in the public schools. I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to make a generous contribution and star-rousing feedback from the society of all our support, and to have them consider these girls and continue supporting them. Let's give one and all. Bring your coin, bring your million, bring your 1,000. We are all here to support this cause. God loves a cheerful giver. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start the giving when I ring the bell. Ding, ding, ding. Over to you, Toastmaster Rahma.
Thank you very much. Timer, can I proceed or is the time over?
Time is over. I have added quite a lot of time already. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
So over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Table Topics Master, for that exciting, rousing Table Topics session. Oh, I said it. We are now going to have a poll for our Better Table Topics speakers, which is on your screen right now. Kindly vote for your Better Table Topics speaker. Kindly vote. You have 20 seconds to go. 11 seconds to go. And time is up. Thank you for those that have participated in the vote. Thank you, Toastmaster Rahma, for that amazing session. We are now going to see on our preparation and delivery of special occasion speeches. In the meantime, our evaluators will prepare themselves to give a report on our second speaker. So to prepare ourselves, we need to know our purpose. What is your purpose during this particular speech that you have been invited to do? You need to also plan your flow. Some of us know they have a speech. You just go and start organizing your thoughts a minute before you speak. So plan your flow. Practice enough to feel confident, but not robotic. Okay? People want to humanize their speaker. So what you can do is understand your purpose, research the person and the event. For example, if it is a farewell party, know who is the farewell for. So do a bit of your research who it is for. Have a structure. Most Toastmasters have an idea. If you have done your icebreaker, a basic structure of a speech, this is what you use as you plan for this speech. So you have an opening, a body, and a closing or a conclusion. Speak from your heart. This will humanize your speech. This will make people feel that this person actually feels that this occasion is important to us. Above all, practice, but stay natural. So those are a few tips for preparation and your delivery. I will now call upon our second team of evaluations for our second speaker, and I'll call upon Kevin, Rubia, DTM, who will be leading them. I stand corrected?
Luckily, Mutanu Gitari has saved the day and will
Awesome.
start us off.
Okay. Toastmaster Mutanu, the floor is yours. Toastmaster Mutanu Gitari. I can see she's in the room.
I'm trying to unmute my screen and my video. I don't know if you can see me now.
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Please ask for me to unmute my video. I'm using my phone and it's getting a bit tricky.
Okay, I've asked you.
All right, thank you so much. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. It's my honor to evaluate Alligator Makori. Alligator, thank you so much for sharing with us your speech about your high performance project, level 5. And I was really encouraged by the purpose of your speech, which is to help all project communicators become better at how they communicate. So you started by sharing with us the importance of projects for Toastmasters. You told us the story of how engineers need to understand the value of communicating their projects. And I loved how you helped us to remember your team members' names and what they were doing. Kelvin in roads, Kennedy in water storage, and Dorcas, who has managed a huge community project in the Lake Basin in Homa Bay, and yourself, Eric. So I think you used mnemonic KKDE. And then you also shared with us the importance of why these people must become good communicators, that professionals can communicate effectively. So this was arousing exposure to what you wanted to achieve. The only thing that I would like to point out is that I noted you were reading out the speech at some point, and I wanted to just encourage you to have this committed to memory, because it's a project that you're undertaking and it's natural that you know who's doing what, and therefore it's easy for you to tell us what the objective is, what you want them to do, and how you want them to improve by the end of the project. So your objectives were met. Just in summary, the purpose of this project was to introduce the high performance level and high HPL project, and therefore you met that speech. And the only thing that I wanted to point out is that you had an opportunity to share with us right from your heart how you could have packaged that. I want to introduce Lena to share with us the delivery, how you delivered that. From a content perspective, I love the use of the word indelible. You went out of your way to explain what you were doing. So over to you, Lena, and thank you so much for inviting me to your meeting and giving me a role. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Mutanu. Toastmaster of the evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It gives me plum pleasure to be evaluating the delivery of Eric Alligator. Eric, today, in your delivery, it became proof that indeed project managers can communicate effectively. You demonstrated that communication is not just about words, but how they are delivered. I particularly related to your speech because not only am I a project manager, but I'm also an engineer. So this was absolutely relatable for me. The first thing I loved about your speech was your clarity. You were clear, you were concise, and also based on that, your voice was very powerful. I loved how you used your voice. It assured me that you know what you're talking about, and you gave it such volume. Basically, you owned the virtual stage, and it gave me credibility that you know what you're talking about. The other thing is a pace. You maintained a steady pace throughout your speech and your introduction, and it helped us understand your vision. And based on that steadiness, and I could feel that you are able to deliver this speech and the vision. I could feel the urgency and the passion for it. And because this is an advanced Toastmaster speaking club, my suggestion to improve are just to polish your brilliance. So the first thing I'd like to say was your gestures. I felt there were many opportunities based on where you were standing. There were so many opportunities that were lost for us to see your gestures. I noticed one particularly good one that you did, which was an indelible mark, but there were opportunities to utilize your gestures more deliberately. I particularly felt you had this one pose, especially when you're introducing your teammates, you had just one pose of your hand. And I'll just ask that you incorporate your gestures into the preparation of the speech so that they are deliberate. The second thing is stage presence. Like Mutanu said, first of all, there was eye contact. I felt that I kept losing it because I felt that you were looking into something, and I would have loved to connect with you eye to eye for you to come closer to us. And in the stage presence, as much as it's virtual, you could use the full screen, especially when you're introducing your team members. There are opportunities to dramatize. Here comes Kevin, here, and on this other side, tell us about Dorcas, yeah? So use your stage to introduce your team members, and then come right back to the center and introduce yourself. Otherwise, I loved the introduction of your high performance leadership project. I hopefully would like to log in when you're delivering what you guys did. I loved your voice. I loved your clarity. Just to polish your brilliance, work on your stage presence, your gestures, and your eye contact. And I believe that this will make you an effective and memorable project manager. Back to you. Sorry, I would like to introduce the evaluator for grammar, and that would be, I lost that, my apologies. It would be Mwikali, if I'm not wrong. Yes, Mwikali, over to you.
Thank you very much, Lena. So my role was to look at Eric's language, whether it was appropriate and correct. So I must say that his words were very clear. The pronunciation was well done. The enunciation as well was well done. It was easy to follow through in your presentation as you're walking us through the project that was being undertaken, the clear roles and responsibilities of each of your members. I also like your use of the English language. Use words like indelible mark, which means an impression that is impossible to forget. I like when you use impact will be scant, which means effect will be significant. So I like that you're able to coin this in your presentation. Thank you for using the word of the day. I did hear you say rouse. So what are the things that I feel that you can work at? There were a couple of pause fillers, and your pause fillers were and R. So counted about 3 and R about 3. And that was when you're connecting from one sentence to another. I also noted revisions. So revisions is when you begin a sentence or some words, and then you have to re-say them, and then you add on to the sentence. So allow me to share what I had. Come back from, when my former colleague. So what can we do? We can possibly take a breath. We can possibly slow down, so that then we can be able to eliminate this. So just to reiterate, your language was very clear. It was appropriate for the audience that we had today. Your correct use of grammar, correct pronunciation, and your word selection was very clear. Everybody was able to understand your presentation and what was happening, as has been highlighted by the previous evaluators. So what can we work on? Your post fillers and the revision, and I believe you'd be good to go. So back to you, our Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you so much, Grammarian, for that report. We're now going to call upon our timer to give us a time report and let us know how we are doing so far. Toastmaster Maggy. Timer. Maggie, you're muted.
Do you need me to give my report now?
It's about time.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I was having a side conversation. We have done very well on time. For our speeches, we started the meeting on time, as I said, and the beginning of the segment for the speeches started well in good time. The first speaker, that is Robert, he had 13 to 15 minutes, but took 10 minutes. I don't know whether that should be counted as under time, but FYI, Robert, you took 10 minutes and 2 seconds. And then Alligator, 5 to 7 minutes, took 6 minutes, 35 seconds. For the table topics, we had 3 speakers. We lost quite a lot of time in getting speakers to engage. About 4 minutes, and the segment itself was 6 minutes. So we have to rethink how to go about that particular segment, but that is for the general evaluator to determine. The first speaker, Siniwe, you took 1 minute 44 seconds. Leah took 1 minute 16, and Mokaya took 1 minute and 8 seconds, well within time. For the evaluators, for Robert's speech, everybody was within time. I will not go into the details in the interest of time. And I would also say that for the second segment or for the second speech, also all the evaluations were within time. Well done, everybody. I'm very happy to see that nobody has gone over time. I can see we might be, yeah, we're good. We're good on time. We should be giving the reports at 8:30, and we are really at 8:32. So well done, everybody. Keep it up, and let's keeping time. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maggie. We are now going to have a poll on our Better Evaluator. This is the time to vote for your best evaluator. It should be on your screen any minute now. Sergeant at Arms, why am I looking like a liar? There you go. So choose your favorite evaluator. Timer, we appreciate the timing you're giving us as we vote so that we can know how much time we are taking. Please vote, please vote. Remember, we have a total of 5 evaluators, 12 seconds. I don't know which one I'm following, Maggie's or the app. Okay. We are good to go. I hope we all had the opportunity to vote. Before we move to our grammarian, as we continue our lists on how to do amazing special occasion speeches, common mistakes that you should avoid include speaking for too long, making it about yourself. As much as I know we are human, it's something we do a lot. Avoid that. Inappropriate humor. Okay, check your humor at this point. Reading word for word. Let's avoid on that. They look simple, but when you are on the one on the podium, trust me, they can just fly away. This is how you can recover from bloopers. We talked about bloopers. Somebody just told me one of their bloopers was they texted the wrong person when they were quoting. And it was actually the mother of the person they were quoting. I did not even ask how that went. How to recover from bloopers? Acknowledge it lightly. Acknowledge that, yes, that is an oopsie. Use humor. If it can fit. If humor does not fit, don't force it. Pause, breathe, move on, and understand that slip-ups do happen, and that's okay. A smile or maybe a light joke can actually make you more relatable. Okay? If you can remember that, that would save you a lot on recovery. I'm now going to call upon our grammarian of the evening, Toastmaster Mwikali, to let us know how we all did on how we spoke this evening. Toastmaster Mwikali, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, our Toastmaster of the day. I noted the good use of the King's language, and I'll just go through the couple of things that I thought were good. I like the use of picturesque, just to imply visually attractive, indelible mark, remarkable individual. It creates or adds more oomph to it. Rousing feedback, plum pleasure, relatable. The word of the day was rousing. I don't know if you should all repeat after me, even those who think that they won't get it. Rousing. To mean stirring, rousing. I see you, Serah, rousing. So I'd like us to use this. Well done. I'd like us to use this word even after this meeting because it's different. It's exciting, stirring. That's what it means. So a couple of people did use it. Our TMOD used it the most. Josephine Osumo used it once. Dinah Oundo used it once. Eric Makori used it once. Sitole used it once. Rahma thrice. Christabel once. And Mutanu once. Thank you very much for using that. Part of my evaluation was also to look at pause fillers or revisions that are used. So I noticed that in this meeting, I think our crutch word is or ah. After a couple of minutes, we say or ah. So I think we should work on that. And what could help us is pause briefly, take a breath, but don't sound like you're heaving. Just take a soft breath. Use pauses strategically. So pauses are not wrong, but we need to use them strategically. And then slow down. When we use words that maybe are not common in our conversations, like extemporaneous, then we can choose to speak or say them slowly. I noted also the improper use of certain words. Bid farewell, when it was used in the present tense, should be bid farewell. Bid farewell for should be bid farewell to. Avoid on that should read or say avoid that. Then possibly you can use avoid using words like here. I know it's a common conversation. When we speak in Kenya, it's common for us to say yeah. Perhaps we could say yes. I really did enjoy listening in on the various speeches and the various ways in which we expressed ourselves using the King's language. I hand this back to your Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Grammarian, for that kind and quite precise report. Before we move to our general evaluator, I'd want you to remember this. In an event, you're doing your speech and you prepared it and you're excited and you showed up and you're smart and your brain decides to not cooperate with your mouth, just know that you're the only one with that script and we cannot see it. So just know that you can flip it and make it work. Like the grammarian said, a pause, a smile, a joke. You're the only one that knows that the two are not cooperating. I'm now going to call upon our general evaluators to let us know how we did in this meeting. Toastmaster Josephine Osumo, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. And members of Watabaruku, thank you for having me. I'm going to divide my evaluation into three: what worked, what could be improved, and challenges to the club. And what worked? The setup of the role takers group was done really early, and I particularly liked the fact that the Vice President Education, VPE, Dr. DTM Kevin Rubia, I keep on telling him those are too many to be put together. But putting DTM after Kevin Rubia doesn't sound right. So I'll put it the way I did. Handed over to the Toastmaster of the day by saying, everyone is in here, over to you, Toastmaster of the day. That was really good. I've not seen it done in any of the other places that I've been, and maybe that's why you're advanced. When the meeting started, the room was open early. Members were invited to test out their audiovisual equipment. Attendees were warmly welcomed by the VPE and also by the president when the meeting was handed over to the president. The brief session of a word game got people in the mood of learning. That was good. Guests were invited to introduce themselves and their clubs, specifically themselves and their clubs. There was a seamless transition to the TMOD. Those are things that worked well. I like the introduction of the role takers. The table topics portion of the meeting went very well, but a word to the table topics mistress. In order to move the table topic session within the time that has been allocated, do not ask people to volunteer themselves. Very rarely will you find anybody volunteering. So ask the question, call out the person. If they're not in a position to respond, they should say they're not in a position to respond. But waiting for somebody to volunteer, it's into the time that you already have. But all in all, that was a very well-run session. You had very good questions, and they were linked to the theme of the day. What could be improved upon? One, informing the members and guests visiting about Toastmasters meeting format. I did not hear that being said. If it was said, then I must have missed it. And a brief explanation about the difference between an ordinary Toastmasters club and an advanced Toastmasters club. Why are you called Watabaruku Advanced? What is the difference between Watabaruku Advanced Toastmasters and Simba Toastmasters Club, where I come from? The challenge to the club. I did not see the poster for this meeting in any of the other Toastmasters groups I am in, or even in social media. So you might want to send that out. Your VPPR might want to be sending that out so that more people know about the meeting. Or maybe it's because you are advanced, you do not want as many people to come in. I have no clue. But either way, that was it. And also demystify advanced clubs to other Toastmasters. Because I'm thinking, I hear most people will hear the word advanced and they'll be like, oh no, I do not want to go to that club meeting. Maybe they're doing something way up here, right? It's the same thing with me and Kiswahili clubs. I hear Pasaha and I will not go. It's a Kiswahili club. But they should be able to tell us, so demystify that. Then I think there's something else I wrote about a challenge to the club. I think that was it. It's very interesting. That is all that I had. And I will finish this as I hand over to Toastmaster of the day, Serah. There's no point in being the best if no one knows you exist. So who knows that Watabaruku Advanced exists within Toastmasters Club and what you do? Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Point taken, General Evaluator. Yeah, that hurt, but thank you. There is no point, exactly. So I can see our socials on the chat box. You can follow us immediately so that you can get the tidbits quite early. I'm now going to go into the conclusion of our theme this evening. So special occasion speeches are the heartbeat of the occasion. They set the mood, they celebrate achievements and create memories that people will carry with them. And they matter because they set the tone of the occasions and they inspire and they may even entertain. So if you feel you want to be better at this, if you feel that these basics have touched you and you want to do better, even pray better, because I believe prayer is a speech. you can join us here at Watabaruku. You will gain access to advanced manuals to actually do this, earn money from this, and have mentors that will hold your hand to even do better at your speeches. That is all I had this evening. Thank you for being amazing sport. And I hand over the meeting to our presiding officer of the evening, President DTM Robert Karanja. Over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you so much, Secretary Treasurer Serah Wanjiku, for that amazing session, for helping us understand that the next time we are called to stand up in a social occasion, we are going to demonstrate that we are Toastmasters, and we've been doing something all these years with this Toastmasters thing, and we know something. And those tips will definitely make a huge difference in how we present ourselves in weddings, in graduations, in prayers as well. We're going to pray like Toastmasters. I mean, with no R's and M's in our prayers. Thank you so thank you so much. I would now like to go into announcing the results of the polls. And first up, the best table topics speaker, drum rolls really quickly. And that was Shitole. Congratulations. The best evaluator this evening was, drum rolls, Lena Muturi. And the best speaker, drum rolls, it was Robert Karanja. Thank you so much, and congratulations to all the role takers this evening. And thank you so much to all the visiting role takers, the evaluators, timer, grammarian, table topics speaker, for helping us, and general evaluator for helping us make this meeting a success. We truly appreciate your contributions to Watabaruku Advanced Toastmasters Club. Just a reminder, a quick announcement to our members. Renewal period is here. If you haven't renewed your membership, please take a moment to reach out to our treasurer, who is going to provide you with the details of how to pay. And in addition to that, the self-renewal option is also available if you log into the Toastmasters website. I would now like to invite our VP Education, Kevin Rubia, to please fill in any roles that might be pending.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our next meeting will be held on 12th September 2025. But before that, next week, the 29th of August, we'll have an evaluation workshop where we'll learn how to evaluate more effectively. For the meeting on the 12th, the Grammarian, Topics Master, Speaker roles, two delivery evaluators, and one content evaluator roles are up for grabs. If you'd like to sign up for any of these roles, please let me know in the chat. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you so much, Mr. VP. Members of Watabaruku Toastmasters, let's please sign up for roles. Let's also sign up for the next 2 speaking roles, because if you do not plan to make any progress on your pathways, you're not planning to fail, you're just not planning to succeed. And that is not what we want to do. I would now like to ask for any comments from our guests. I will invite Shitole and also Justin to tell us how they found our meeting before we bring this to a close. What did you think of our meeting this evening?
Thank you so much, Mr. President. It was a very insightful meeting, very inspiring speeches, the way the roles have been laid out. Yeah, it is an advanced club. And yeah, I think it's the second time I'm here. The last time I didn't stay until the end of the meeting. So today I stayed, and I've seen a lot of wonderful things that you are doing in this club. I promise I will come more often. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Justin, how did you find our meeting?
Thank you, everyone. Especially thanks to Maggy who invited me, and I really liked the session. I particularly liked the the session before the beginning of the session with the game of words, which helped me learn a lot of words. That is what I want actually. So yeah, I think I spent a good time with you, and I hope I will be invited again for the next session. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We hope you're going to join us for future meetings. We really appreciate your presence and all the presence of all of us who were in this meeting this evening. So big thanks to all the members, visitors, and visiting Toastmasters for making time to be with us this evening. Like our VPE said, our next meeting is on the 12th of September, same time, same place, online. But next week you may join us for an evaluation workshop on the 29th at the same time on Friday 7 p.m. We look forward to seeing you all once again, and with that, this meeting is adjourned. Enjoy the weekend that is ahead of you. Thank you so much.